It is episode 22 of my As a Bag of Hammers playthrough of Encased with my beautiful idiot here. We start off back in Carmine Heights where we have the two mayors to chat with, who I assume are going to lay all of the town's responsibilities on my shoulders, as they all seem to do. A heavy-set old guard with an indifferent expression is standing at his post. He's holding a rumpled cup of coffee from which he sips noisily. A worn badge hangs crookedly on his forearm. The name Lars Van Blau is barely readable on
Hmm?
it. Stop. This is
Yes?
the Reisner's house. Don't do that. There's no need for this, whatever it is you're doing there. The guard waves his arm in discontent. Looks like he wants you to leave. Oh, trying to sip from his coffee cup. He yelps angrily and pushes you away with an unexpectedly strong hand. Hey, don't you try that with me. Move away, whistling, whistling ferociously. Let's go say hi to the folks that this guy's supposed to be guarding. A sturdy man with a bushy mustache, reminiscent of a typical movie sheriff, waddles up to you and presses his hand in your palm with a sweeping gesture.
Salutations.
Jude Keeney, chief of Carmine Heights Police and bodyguard for the Reisners. Nice to meet you, he chuckles. Well, of course we'll admire the mustache. Dead on. He proudly strokes his mustache. He's clearly flattered by your praise. I guess that's the sum total of their interactions. We can tug his mustache and move away, and then steal from his flower pots. Of all the mysteries under the dome, I think the biggest has got to be, why does no one sleep? I mean, my character sleeps, but it's currently 4 in the morning, and okay, these guys are, politicians, so in theory they should be available at all hours. I don't think anyone would fault them for taking a nap periodically. Olivia Reisner?
The white-haired woman's mouth stretches in a smile.
Hello there, I'm Olivia, and that pensive genius is my husband Johan. Welcome to our home.
She gives your shoulder a light, almost weightless touch.
So I'm not sure why our only speech options here involve meowing at her, but we might as well meow and rub our cheek against her shoulder.
A playful smile slides off her face.
Excuse me? Ah, you're sporting a yellow badge. It's all clear now.
Luckily we haven't lost that yet. So how would this work? Would it be Meowstrom? You know what? I'm not gonna I'm not gonna try to guess that. We'll ask about the Maelstrom beacons.
Olivia apparently doesn't understand Cat. Knitting her eyebrows angrily, she stomps her foot and points to a gray-haired man in blue overalls.
If you need anything, pester Johan.
Well, I don't want to hiss at her, and I don't want to utter a threatening yowl, so we'll strictly remark meow meow and move away.
A tall man with sparse gray hair and a pensive expression is writing in a thick notebook held in his other hand. He glances up at you and cautiously extends a large, soft hand.
Johann Reisner, head of Carmine Heights. And you are... employee, right. I see you have a yellow badge.
Wonder if there's anywhere that I could have put a different name in there. It's kind of odd the way that that's fitting into the sentence. So let's see, do we want to pat him on the cheek? Well, that's no fun when I see that the option to screech like a monkey is here. Screech like a monkey, hike up our shirt, and scary voice demand the Maelstrom beacons. That's probably not the tactic that we need here. We're clicking it.
Johann recoils, staring at you in bewilderment, and raises a hand to his temple.
Russo warned me about your peculiarities, but still, try not to make so much noise. I have a migraine.
Well, if I keep at it, will I get the beacons?
Like an old man, he shuffles over to the workbench.
I'll take care of the final adjustments for the beacons if you deal with some urgent business for me. Just try not to mess it up.
Why would you think that would happen?
I don't think that's a good idea, Johan.
Says the blonde woman forcefully, standing next to him, giving him a discreet nudge.
Let's joyfully shout busy and begin to tap dance. You want to know what's up with all this busyness?
The blonde squeezes out.
Not sure what I'm
a
asking.
smile.
We need to put something on the bulletin boards, posters, these pieces of paper with our images on them. Can you do that?
We can just say nah. We'll pound our chest and say that we're ready to help. That's simple enough.
Johann reluctantly drags his eyes off his notebook.
Anyway, here are the posters. Put them up on the 3 bulletin boards in Carmine Heights. I'll take care of the beacons in the meantime.
I'm not quite sure what beer is supposed to mean, but we will say it and move away. Well, first impressions are everything, and I'm glad we've set a good one with the Reisners. Ah, notice board. This seems like the kind of task that my character is well suited for, although my character has certainly proved themselves useful at just about everything at this point. A handwritten notice of a concert, several private advertisements, and a poster urging people to vote for Zemeckis are on the notice board. We'll just put the poster up. A poster of Zemeckis stares brazenly out from the middle of the notice board. You shake your fist at the bastard and spit on his beard with a glossy, yeah, I still don't know how to pronounce his name, keeps his cool. Maybe you should creatively alter his posters to make them less of an eyesore for the residents of Carmine Heights. I'm not generally the petty sort, but my character is, so let's see what ruining Zemeckis' poster actually entails. You give him a clown nose, huge floppy shoes, and a hat with a rabbit on it. The message is quite clear, but you still add the caption, Goddamn Clown. Our second notice board? Wow, they're going all out. That poster is hardly subtle in an allusion to Fidel Castro. There, we'll ruin the other poster though. By the rule of three, I assume this is the last one. Carmine Heights poster, ruin his poster, move away from the stand. So I completed a task without doing anything as juvenile as smearing your opponent's posters. What do you have for me?
Johann looks reluctantly up from.
Although, if this is about our common goal, we can talk. I'm listening.
He looks at you expectantly.
Approach with a raised hand to your temple, and while dancing a jig on the spot, report that the posters are up.
Johann blinks sleepily. He still seems lost in his own thoughts.
Oh yeah, the posters. Great. Did I tell you about the isosuit? That's the important task I'm working on right now, and I could use your help.
He looks at you attentively.
Go to the lab where Robin and Toder are working. They'll tell you what to do. Just try not to break anything in there, okay? All right then, I'm relying on you.
Give him a coochie coo and move away. So apparently he wants us to help finish the exosuit. We've already... Ooh, break into their safe. We've already talked to the people here about the exosuit, so we know what to do with that. I'm going to leave that safe unperturbed for the moment. I'm guessing the beacons that we need are going to be in there, but I intend on actually doing the story missions instead of, instead of stealing them. That is, however, not going to stop me from stealing everything and anything else I can get my hands on. First, what I'm going to want to do is drop my buddies off at the exit. So it turned out that due to the fact I'm wildly over encumbered, I actually had 149 criminal instead of 150, which was enough that I wasn't able to pick this lock. Unless I took some drugs, which is exactly what I did. I could have just used lockpicks, but, drugs are more fun. Kids, drugs are not more fun. Well, that certainly wasn't a worthwhile use of drugs. Well, that was a pile of stuff and a half. Ooh, hello, gloves. A bunch of resistances, which isn't what I'm looking for. There was a... Ooh. Oh, so I hadn't read that book yet for an extra 15 points of science, which I don't really have much of a use for points in science. Like this character doesn't really understand the fundamental concept of what science actually is, but I'll take it. Well, what that will do is mean, presumably, I'll not have to use as many skill books in order to upgrade items, which that's not half bad. Plus, I can sell the book. That's an interesting departure from general RPG mechanics whereby reading a book is tantamount to destroying a book. And Encased, you can read a book and then sell it, like in real life. Oh, you tease. Alright, so there was... the weapon display case. So these were locked. Oh, this one's not. I just missed it before. Oh, it's empty. Let's go ahead and lockpick this right in front of these guys. Oh, another advanced servo shell manual. That actually gets me closer to upgrading my servo shell. And some more electrical equipment, which is awesome. And while they will be suspicious very quickly,
I can't believe it. I'm surrounded by
what do we need? What is the number? Come on, show me the number. 180. With an advanced lockpick, that means I can get in and take some experimental thermal absorbers. That is absolute garbage. But lots of experience points, which is what's important, I suppose. Now I'm looking at this pharmacy here, and we can mouse over. This thing's locked, but this box isn't. I am guessing I can steal what's in here, but it'd be a bit too ambitious to steal that. That's not to say I won't come back and try, but for now, let's go ahead and pick this lock right in front of these two people. Get in there, get those reagents.
I think a stranger was in here. I have to notify security.
And then some reagents. Let's get out of here. Come on, come on. Nice. So what happened there is that effectively reset my stealth timer, I think. I think that's how that works. Unfortunately, with her sort of pacing around the door, I'm worried that getting to this and then back out might not happen. I'm going to wait until she's cleared out the doorway. So it hits me that if I can get up there while she is down here, I might be able to reset my stealth timer. I think that's done it. So let's pick the lock while she's down there. We'll steal what's there, and then hopefully we'll get away free. I am a genuinely terrible person. So I notice everyone here has one of these big old circles around them, leaving me wonder if I'll be welcomed back if I ever come here again, which presumably I'm going to have to do. Let's see what the actual reputation with Carmine Heights actually looks like. Oh, it looks fine. They haven't figured out it was me. They're just very suspicious right now. Let's get out of here. So apparently that one teeny tiny instance of substance abuse led to addiction, but luckily that's not a problem with my character. For 200 fatigue, I can clear that up. Back at the Phalanx, time to have another chat with Zemeckis to tell him, yeah, he's none too popular down at Carmine Heights, and yeah, you
Hieronymus
probably
smiles
you probably
cordially.
lose an
It's
election.
always a pleasure to see you. A yellow butts and an outlaw get along like a house on fire, in my opinion.
Is that good?
We are both despised by many, yet we are changing the world nonetheless.
Well, I've got great news for you.
You approach the polling with as much seriousness as you could muster. And to make it more convincing, you embellish your account with some lengthy arguments, mostly stupid, yet amusing. Hieronymus listens with a smile.
I must say, views seem to have shifted from previous results. I think that's down to the raceness disappointing most of the electorate. Thank you for your work.
Did he interpret that as positive?
He hands you a floppy disk.
I've mentioned before how I appreciate the exceptional honesty of our conversation. Here's a floppy disk. Take it to Magellan and insert it into Minerva. It's a big mainframe on the administrative floor. Once you insert it, the rest is up to her. Wait a couple of minutes, then take it out and bring it back here. It's as simple as that.
Look at him inquiringly and scratch ourselves with one foot.
The Phalanx leader gives you a sly smile.
I need the new committee employee database. You can get it from the Minerva system mainframes. And now, please excuse me. I'm pushing a small button under my table, and a special device is erasing any nearby mag tape. In case there's a tiny Nakamura with a recorder sitting in your pocket.
Zemeckis laughs contentedly.
Which, to be honest, is not a complete impossibility. Move away with waddling clown steps. While here, this place had a very well-stocked shop, so might as well take a peek.
Yes?
We will trade. Ooh, this is very well-stocked. We'll take your electrical equipment. And now with all the legitimate business taken care of, So how far am I going to be able to get in here? I might have to run in and out a couple times. Let's first hit up the spots. So ideally we want to go in and out of these circles as they as these people move around. So we'll take a hammer. Not doing too well in here so far. I was kind of expecting that all of these boxes would be a little bit more generous. They're not locked though, so these guys actually haven't reacted at all to me being here. Not as much as I was hoping from all that, but, well, I didn't even actually spook them into realizing that it was happening, so I guess that's a plus. So while I am glad that I waited to upgrade my weapons till after visiting the Phalanx, I could, in theory, wait, forever. Eventually, I got to sit down and take stock of what I have. So, I'm gonna put on these plus 30 science gloves. What does that take my science to? 105. I'm guessing I'm gonna need to push it up further, but for now, first thing we'll do is upgrade Yoko's weapon, which I am not able to do right off the bat. Okay, we'll pop one science manual, which means one level upgrade. Only one? Only one, okay. Now, since I haven't actually seen better psi gloves, I think it's about time that I start pushing this up. So I'm going to drop 2 on this to bring it up to 6. For Yoko's weapon, I will need to drop another science mag. Let's see what that opens up for me. What am I short? Okay, a weapons repair kit should actually get me up to 9. Let's craft 2. One more upgrade here. Okay, and I cannot get it to 10 because I am short one heavy weapons tactical manual, which I'm pretty sure I saw one for sale. How long do these last? Quite some time. Let's see if I can get back and buy that manual before it disappears. Now, I don't know if Encased actually cycles the inventory of these shops. Here's hoping that it's still exactly as it was when I saw you and robbed you a
Yes?
moment ago. Heavy weapons, heavy weapons. Awesome. What does that mean for Yoko's weapon? Is that enough? Okay, so we have all the equipment we need. Ooh, that'll clear up my electrical equipment, but, I mean, getting this to level 10 is about as useful as it gets. I need to drop another manual to make this happen. Consume. And there we go. Yoko's weapon is now level 10. Excellent. Now, can we take this up any higher? We could if I had the electrical equipment. Well, I mean, I'd much rather this be a much higher level. And the nice thing about this is the fact that I've brought this up to level 6 means I am guaranteed to find a level 10 one the next place I go, which is not a bad thing in and of itself. Okay, so I'm actually in a position where I could upgrade the Fang Shiv once more. So with the materials to upgrade this one more time, I dropped a couple more books. And yeah, let's bring that up to 7. Obviously, I'd like that to be up at 10 as well, but, we'll do what we can with what we have. That's a huge upgrade for my companions. It leaves me stuck with what I have, but that's not terrible. One thing I didn't see my first time through the game is the Eldorado crash site. The inconspicuous, cracked road you are driving on suddenly swerves and goes downhill. Asphalt gives way to concrete slabs, and you soon find yourself in a short tunnel leading to the entrance of a bunker. The metal gate is broke open, and the interior of the structure is clearly visible, despite the dim light of dying fluorescent lamps. Looking closely, you notice some strange movement nearby. When you slow down and park your car at a safe distance, you are pondering what to do. Well, we were assuming something strange would be at the mysterious abandoned bunker, and we're definitely going to go and have a look. Okay, so it looks like it's just a fight waiting for us with some huge rats. Maybe not a particularly interesting fight, but a fight nonetheless. What I'm going to do is move Eiley and Fox up next to the door, put Yoko back here, and, Fox, go ahead and open the door, and Yoko, go ahead and shoot that thing. Shoot it again. Oh. Alright. I thought I was actually going to fire with Yoko again, but shooting with Fox is perfectly fine. Use those last 2 to energize Eiley. Now, do I want to move them out? Yeah, I can move them out. A lot, to be honest. It's Eiley we're talking about. She can move halfway to the moon and back in one turn. With that one enemy dead, I'm going to take advantage of that speed Move her back to, let's say, here. Then flip her around so she's facing the right direction. Put fighting stance on. And save the rest of the AP. Yeah, these guys can barely catch up to her and wait. What can you hit, Yoko? Presumably everything? Go ahead and shoot the one that's farther away, because Eiley will just shred this thing. Save that 1 AP. Let's get Fox over here. See what kind of damage we can do with our freshly upgraded weapon. Did that kill it in 1 hit? That killed it in 1 hit. Awesome. Hey, Fox, bunker up.
Sorcery!
Ooh.
Fops! Sorcery!
Okay, I wasn't expecting a psi attack from a rat. We're gonna get more damage out of... Oh, okay. Quite the little tear I got out of Eiley there. Get a reload from Yoko and see if she can finish this guy off. And she does. Is that, that's the lot. Awesome. Why don't you give Fox a heal? That's not a huge loss of health there, but it's enough to put through the effort. And lastly, a large container at the exit, which has nothing at all in it. Alright, so some experience points, some upgrade materials. Not terrible. Oh! We will see what unknown is. It's some rocks. I'm not sure if rocks constitutes interesting, but we'll take a look. The road you just drove ends in a bleak, swampy place full of fog, tall, thorny bushes, and quaint, spongy cliffs. One rock especially attracts your attention. In it you can see a wide passage, as if carved by the wind, in which a low rumble rushes. You leave your car and walk towards the stone labyrinth. We'll wander among the rocks looking for the source of the noise. You stride along the corridors between lowly rock spines, and the unexplainable sound, now resembling the buzz of a million flies, seems to become closer. You feel the source of the buzz must be right behind the next rock, and you peek out from behind it cautiously. The sound stops abruptly, and you see a valley. It's a battlefield. Anti-tank, hedgehog, and defense wirings are spread over the burnt earth, covered with half-filled trenches and craters. Like a dead man's rotten teeth, there are rusty remnants of technical devices, blackened, ruined buildings, and rare charred skeletons of trees sticking out from the ground here and there. Well, we'll explore it. Well, I'm sure this turns out well. The air smells of metal and dust. You make your way through the disconsolate landscape while suddenly something breaks under your foot with a crack. You look down and realize you've trodden right into an old, dried rib cage. It'd be strange to find no dead bodies on a battlefield, but the number of them here is unusually high. Most of them were hard to see from the distance because of the dust, earth, and soot covering them. Now at a closer look, you see piles of gray bones, as if discarded from an excavator bucket. A fire-swept piece of tarpaulin stuck in some barbed wire is rustling in the light wind, and this is the only sound you hear. There seems to be nothing alive here. You can see uniforms of different wings on some of the better preserved remnants. Often the dead's dried fingers clutch weapons, rusty, full of dust and absolutely useless. Strangely, however, the weapons and clothing are different in design from the ones you find under the dome. You bend over one of the bodies. There's a Kronos logo on its sleeve, but it looks much different than usual. You notice a sealed capsule beside its skull. Let's scan the corpse first. You want to prepare your scanner to work, but discover that it doesn't respond to your commands. You try turning it on and off again, but the device seems dead. Even the lights in the casing are off. Glancing at your Kyra screen, you find it is entirely black. The portable computer is not functioning either. Well, we'll open the capsule. The casing is surprisingly well preserved. It must be made of some special alloy. You easily unscrew the top, and a sheet of shabbily folded, yellow with age paper drops into your hand from the capsule. You unfold it carefully and read the handwritten lines. It came right out of the dome's wall, and then it just disappeared right away. They're huge. Many of us just ran, panic-struck. The defenses are disrupted. General retreat was ordered, but our captain said we stay and cover the retreating forces. We may not meet again if... The rest of the text is absolutely illegible. The paper is too rotten. Okay, so What I get from that is someone set robots in through the side, because a robot should be able to enter and exit the dome, right? I don't see why not. So if you were to send in like androids or fighting machines of some sort that didn't have pilots, they'd be able to come and go. You come back to the chasm you came from. You throw a last glance over the gray valley, turn around the rock, and hear the buzz again. Surprisingly, the way back among the rock spines takes much less time, and the landscape looks slightly different from the last time you saw it. You leave the chasm, and the noise fades. You turn around, but see no passage between the rocks anymore, only a sheer stone wall. So, given the way that time works in this game, you see in the anomalies people moving all over time, this is probably a battle that has yet to happen. Get in the car and drive away. Continue on to the El Dorado crash site. We'll get another event here, and we'll look for the merchant. Okay, you guys, you can be a little bit more polite than that. Put your guns away. So if you recall, I predicted that as soon as we upgraded Fox's side glove, I would find a, a level 10 one just waiting for me to purchase. Let's see if it's this guy that's selling it.
Speak quickly.
I didn't actually look at what that said. That's usually where the trade button is. That being said, he still liked my answer. He gives an unexpectedly warm smile. Got a sense of humor, do you? That's a nice thing to have. It's a rare commodity these days. Okay, I sell medicines. Need anything? Yes. No. No, we don't need any of this. I'm gonna have to check in recording what I actually clicked there. Again, the trade button is usually the one in the middle. But it got me 5 points for reputation with Carmine Heights, so I'll take it. The El Dorado crash site, which as I mentioned before, oh jeez, this thing's huge. I missed this the first time I played through the game, so let's see what's waiting for us here. Naturally, we go straight for straight for the loot. Locked is not really a problem. That bomb was, though. Luckily no one died. Olympia hiking trousers. A lot of resistances, but it's missing the two most important things, that being defense and evasion. Without those... Oh, I got a level up out of that. Yeah, let's start by healing up Eiley. I had decided previously that I was going to drop the points into tech for 5 additional points in defense and better prices at merchants. So let's go ahead and get the next tier of tech. Oh, I don't actually have to wait to heal Yoko. She actually used a completely different skill. And let's heal up Fox. And pop some Energon. Okay, so we do have... Okay, so we have Necroids here. I think that's what those guys have been called so far. Welded shut tail door. Can we just open that? Are we strong enough to just tear that open? Ow. Okay, so Yoko took the brunt of that. Luckily, she just barely survived. Glad I healed her up. Can we open it now? It won't budge. Okay, so however I get in there, it's most likely the other way around. Look at the size of the blades on this thing. You know, it's always funny when you're playing a video game and you see something that's absolutely enormous in scale and you want to be in awe by it, and you realize that, well, they're just dealing with polygons. Anything is huge if they just change the final integer. Are you? Okay, you look like someone I can just chat with. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything to suggest that these guys are going to be immediately hostile, although I'm guessing I'm going to wind up in a fight with them. Something about this appearance tells me, yeah, these guys are going to want to fight me, but they aren't going to attack me on sight. A narrow path between the rocks ends in a military cordon. Though it seems the crash site was once carefully guarded, that's all in the past now. The checkpoint has been abandoned and plundered. Near the firing line, a bonfire is burning and some fops are wandering about. One stands out among them, clearly the leader. The fop is wearing a crumpled blackwing cap. Apparently, no he's not. Apparently found nearby, and a garland of heavy beads around his thin neck. The beads turned out to be various steel nuts, punctured coins, and other junk. Ringing like a pinball machine, he turns to you.
Well?
Hey, Loaf, touch our flying car and I'll touch you. Got it? I don't want to see you anywhere near it. Fop pushes his face up to yours and rolls his eyes wildly. Well, I'm always interested in fighting for the experience points. Let's chat with him first, though. Where did the Blackwingers go? The fop casts around with a baffled look, as if it's the first time it's occurred to him that there should be soldiers here. How should I know? It was like this when we got here. Everything's abandoned. He scratches his head through his cap. Where did he get the idea that I needed a flying car? Madman apparently isn't capable of constructive dialogue, but you manage to convince him nonetheless. Fop immediately calms down and steps back. You don't need it? Good. Go take a hike then. We get all the lemonade from this big fire. He rubs his knuckles on his chest with pride. The beads rattle and jingle in response. We have all the answers in the world here. Let's try the intimidation option because it sounds fun. We'll coerce. No one dares stand between you and the dome's delicious lemonade. Your menacing glare is enough. The fop's head droops as he opens his mouth to argue, but he can't find the right words. Doffing his cap, he dejectedly slinks away. The rest of the fops follow. Oh, but I kind of wanted to fight them. Can we still? I mean, this is kind of terrible, but...
Who keeps giving the Queen's Knights wedgies? Come on out.
Did I lose any reputation for that? I did not. I think I've gone a little bit more into the dark side here. Let's see, is this... Okay, that's Fox. Cromwell. Well, let's get to work.
That's it. Your ass is grass.
We'll take Eiley back to finish this guy off. Okay, I was worried that they were going to get away. First off, we're going to energize Yoko, because we're at a bit of a distance here. Let's start blasting Mayday. Okay, well, let's actually... Wow. Fox, not your day, eh? How about a Molotov for these two?
Who keeps giving the Queen's Knights wedgies? Come on out.
Good hit. I do want to hit this guy just to make sure that he's in the fight. And then I'll drop another... Oh, I can't shoot this guy this turn. Okay, we'll skip turns. And Eiley, can you... You can absolutely get involved. How far away can we do the pirouette? Not quite. So move the equivalent of 2 action points. And should I jump all the way up? You know what? I'm going to jump all the way up. 1 action point to get that far. And give this guy a good whack in the back. What I want to do is hit him once with the big one. And then go into fighting stance. Where are you going? Is there really more guys? Yeah, I figured that was a lot of them. Alright, let's see whether or not there was any reason to kill these guys. Did they actually have any loot? Oh, it looks like I killed a bunch of guys for for no other reason than the sake of doing it. Oh my. I don't think I deliberately decided whether or not I wanted to do it like an evil run or not. I don't know if there really is much of a karma system. I know you can get the factions to hate you because I did that the first time around. I don't think any of the factions hate me yet. Although I am curious whether or not I managed to piss off the fops doing that. Reputation. How are we doing with the fops? Not terrible. I don't have any negatives. Either they aren't aware that I did that, which I guess kind of makes sense, or they don't care. So we have 2 ways to get up there. The first is over the wing towards these 2 strange turrets. Literally just called strange turrets. Or we can head up in this direction where I think that's where the Necroids were. What I think I will try to do is sneak Eiley across the wing. So 269 hit points on these things is not exactly intimidating. I am thinking I'm going to get Eiley up behind the far one. And we will we'll start smashing. Okay, we have a secret there. Let's quickly flip her over and do an assassin strike.
Violator.
How much damage? Okay, that did a lot of damage. I was hoping I could energize Eiley, but Eiley is not close enough.
Structural damage located. Violator.
That's
Stop the
huge
attack.
damage. Probably shouldn't have bothered with wrestling stance, because I can probably
Structural damage located.
take out both of these. I can't take out both. Oh, I bet I can. Let's go ahead and grab one of them cheapy grenades. And there we go. Did come across a secret over here, an old box with... Well, we don't actually need high-tech weapons manuals anymore, unfortunately. I think I want to take these guys out before I try to get into the plane. So I'm going to leave Fox and Yoko up on this ledge here. And just get Eiley down and pick a fight. You know, on second thought, I'm going to get Fox down here as well. This is pretty ambitious, but... Well, let's give it a go. I'm going to get behind it and do an assassin strike.
Attention! Attention!
Get in a second hit, which I should have been a little bit more on the ball with, but oh well. Let's get the energize on Eiley. Eiley's out of range. Okay, they're both out of range. That was unfortunate. Put some fire on the turret there, Fox. Okay, that actually ended combat, so let's get Eiley back. No, not Fox. Let's get Eiley back. Yoko, why don't you go ahead and shoot this guy? And shoot him again. And shoot him again. And shoot him again. Nicely done, Yoko. Wonder how much luck I can have with that tactic on this.
Attention! Attention!
Not so much. How far can Eiley make it? She can make it up next to it, but it'll eat up the entire turn. Although, if I move to, say, here, can I reach it with a pirouette?
Structural
I
damage
can.
located.
A Mercy Strike might give me a crit.
Structural damage
Not
located.
quite. Go into defensive mode there, Eiley. Now, before we open fire with Yoko again, let's get... Oh. I was going to say, let's get Eiley back down there. I probably should have put her in stealth first. Now, which one of these guys is Oh, it's the turret. I don't care. I'm gonna I'm gonna involve this other guy in the fight. Just because I'm impatient. So, start shooting this guy. Eiley, can you get up next to it? No, but you might be able to pirouette. Let's go a little bit closer. Pirouette. You can pirouette.
Violator. Stop
Oh, man.
the attack.
So what I'll want to do is get into fighting stance before hitting it twice.
Structural damage located.
Okay, so that's not exactly worrisome damage. Can I hit the turret? I can hit the turret and take it out. And then I can shoot this guy. Now, Fox, can you take him down in one turn? You can. Nicely done. Yoko, go ahead and reload. Eiley, get back down here, because I do see one Necroid left. And I'd like to just have Yoko take him out. Well, I was hoping I could get Fox to run away and pull him into range of Yoko, but this should be fine. I think this is a melee character, so he's in a really unfortunate position that he has to actually chase us down in order to do damage. In other words, run towards my two melee characters and right into the range of my sniper, so I will merely wait for him. So we cast Castling on Fox. So that was supposed to make him swap places with Fox. Perhaps Castling can miss? Well, must have, because, well, Fox is still standing where she was. I will stand here and wait. Let Yoko take him out. Although, I probably should have just had Eiley go up and finish him off instead of using the ammunition. Galvatic Necroid. Haven't heard of that one before. Cordon security password. So we have a mobile generator here, which suggests to me that... yeah, the generator is still running, albeit for nothing. The turrets are destroyed and don't need to be powered. So I probably could have stealthed my way through that and shut down the generators. But shooting them worked too. Shooting them a whole bunch worked just fine. Fox and Yoko stand back. Last couple of these blew up. Okay, well, I said I would get a higher level Psy Glove. This is not the same Psy Glove, but it's better than... Oh, there we go. That was barely a tickle as far as explosions go. That is better than Fox's backup Psy Glove. Yeah, a 5 and it's now 6. What's a scientific terminal? Well, good, the password that we found. Before you is a military terminal shielded by an anti-vandal case. Well, didn't do so well against me. The letters on the keys have faded to nothing under the desert sun, as well as whatever was written on the paper tabs sealing the screws to the casing, and even the slot of the disk drive. The Blackwingers knew a few things about maintaining security. With a squeak, the computer turns on. Good day, employee. Enter a command to open the desired menu item. Turret stat. Blown up. Turrets destroyed. Okay, so apparently there were 2 ways to turn off the turrets. We could have knocked out their power or made it to that scientific terminal. Which, I mean, does operating a bunch of turrets constitute science? Well, let's not put too much thought into it. It was the computer that ran the turrets. So the entrance to the plane was over here somewhere. I think Eiley... Oh, they tried to enter it from the back. Okay. The door is hermetically sealed and recessed so far into the hull that it would be impossible to force it loose or open in any way not accounted for by the design. Washer with some elaborate mechanism is embedded where you'd expect the access handle to be. Looks like a special key is needed. Did I put away the key? Did I come all this way and not bring the key? I have 1,000 other keys. No, it looks like I left the key back in my truck. Now, can I? Yeah, I know. Okay, I know that. No, stop that. We're not trying to get in that way. So we'll go in this way first. What I will do before I, wind up on the other side of the map is I will actually go and grab the key out of my truck and make sure there isn't like something in this back portion of the plane that I'm missing. Let's see. None of these are actually interactable. Interesting. There is, however, this rope attachment. I should have rope on me at least. The floor of the cockpit has been eaten away by some unknown corrosive of forefathers' origin. The aluminum plating has been ripped away, and dark fluorescent relic roots are protruding from the gap. Beneath the tightly braided roots is an opening into some sort of cave. It's a good 5 meters to the floor below, but there's a solid beam hanging over the void. You could fasten a rope to the beam and go... Well, of course we're going to do that. So I wasn't expecting to find an entire cave down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and grab that key before I come back here, just in case it's important for something, and explore this cave in the next episode. And I will see you then.